Hey, what's up, people? I'm live for the first time. Um, I don't have anybody watching. That's okay. I'm just trying to figure out how. Oh, I have one person watching. Cool. Hey, what's up? This is my first live stream. How's it going, everybody? I just wanted to do a quick haul video from my hunting yesterday. I'm working in New York right now, so I was checking out different comic shops around Long Island. So, I have my local shop in Boston where I get my normal pull. So most of my new issues were covered already, but I couldn't resist picking up um, a few new books off the shelves. So here's one that I got. I got Absolute Carnage #4 variant edition. I love this cover. It's just really fun. It sort of like has the spirit of the series. Yeah, love that issue. This is one that wasn't on my normal pull list, and I sort of regretted not putting it on. The Art Germ variant of X-Men 1. Captain Marvel 11. I think I got 2 other copies of this, but I just love this cover, and I think it's the first cameo of Dark Star. And Once and Future 3. So these are the only new books I got. And then I got a bunch of 50-cent books to show you and some other good deals I got. So I'm going to jump right into it. Just a real quick haul video. I'm just doing this live. I know I don't have any subscribers or followers yet, but this is just a quicker way to publish than processing the video and so forth. So this is just an experiment. Thanks for bearing with me, guys, and watching it on the replay. If you want to see more haul videos and stuff, like and subscribe. And also, you can check out my Instagram. I'll give the link at the end. I'm going to set up some giveaways and stuff soon and, get some of these books out to the community as well. Okay, this is just a funny book. It's kind of a personal joke, 50-cent book. I used to love Alf in high school and making fun of Alf. And I don't know, I think I'm going to give this to a friend of mine who will appreciate bad Alf humor. This is a book I got for 50 cents. It's, it's just like one of those, I have a bunch of old Valiant books from the 90s and from when I was first collecting. And this is just one I never had. And it's just one of those things where, it's sort of like a run filler that even though it's like, 50-cent book, it's still like, I think it's the second appearance of Bloodshot, actually. So not a bad spec book to have, not in great condition, but also just sort of like new shiny object, something I didn't have before. Then we have Hulk 412. Saw this in the 50-cent bin. It's in good condition. There is a certificate of authenticity on this, I just noticed, but I don't see a signature, so I'll have to look into that. It says signed by Peter David in 1994. Interesting. Maybe that's from a different issue. I don't know if this is Peter David or not. I'll have to look into that. Let me know in the comments if you have any info about that. But anyway, it's a She-Hulk cover. I like the art on this, and it's 50 cents. Got a 50-cent Tomb of Dracula 30. I was doing some hunting at 2 different stores in Long Island today. Shout out to those stores. They were great. Criminal The Sinners, Part 1, #1. This is like a Brubaker and Phillips thing. I mean, obviously Criminal is still going on. I figured it was good to pick up a #1 of it because, who knows when that storyline is going to be turned into a movie or which storyline they're going to use. It's pretty much ready-made for, sort of like a Sin City type deal. Strangers in Paradise #1, 50 cents. This is a second print, but I couldn't find value on this online, but I figured I might as well pick it up because it's like a unique cover and might it might be worth something more than 50 cents. Return of the Jedi, #1, 50-cent book. Superman, #185, 50-cent book because of the corner issue here, but it's a fun cover and, 12-cent book. Here's Dark Horse Comics. I've been trying to hunt for that Dark Horse Comics 10, or maybe it's Dark Horse Presents 10, for the Mask first appearance. And I couldn't find that, but I did find some other cool Dark Horse Presents. And this one is the first appearance of this character, X, who has that like shiny silver book from the 90s that I have. Figured might as well grab a first appearance, even though I don't know if that character's ever done anything. Okay, I'm pretty excited to have found a couple of Secret Wars 2s, which I've never owned any of this series. And, it seems like Secret Wars is heating up and, there's a lot of spec around it in terms of new movie ideas and stuff. So I got issues 1 and 2 for 50 cents each. I recently picked up a couple of copies of Secret Wars 1 for really cheap too. This is a book that I have issues 1, 4, and 5 of, and I've been looking for 2 and 3 to complete this run. So apparently it was a free comic book day book. I don't know if if it was always, or if like issue 2 is always a free comic book day issue, or if it's just like a variant of it. But regardless, I needed issue 2 for the run. My old friends, Beavis and Butthead, Marvel Age number 134. I was excited to see them. Here is a Midnight Suns book. Looks like it's in really good condition. Night Stalkers. Got Blade there. Sweet. And I don't know what this was doing in the 50-cent bin. It's in pretty good shape. Probably BF. X-Men 282. First Bishop. I paid like $8 for this at a con not long ago, and it was like the first time I owned that book, and now I think I own 3 copies because it's just pretty common, I guess. And even with all the X-Men hype, like Bishop, I don't think Bishop is like showing up in any of the Hoxpox stuff or whatever. And not that I know of. I haven't read the whole series yet. Here's a copy of Max #1. I mean, I literally was just giving this away in a lot, or sort of getting ready to sell it in a lot. But I figured I'd pick up another copy for 50 cents because why not? And I sort of regretted, I pre-regretted giving it away or selling it. So I was like, might as well own another copy so I don't have to agonize over it. All right, so here are a handful of, bagged and boarded books that I actually paid more than 50 cents for. Usually about $4. I got really good deals from these guys. Okay, this one is ASM 290. Peter Proposes to Mary Jane. I thought this was a good one to grab for $4. Well, all the Mary Jane stuff is going on right now. I might try to flip this one. It's in like VF condition. Avengers 246. Now this one I overpaid for a little bit because it is a key. It is indexed in Key Collector only at like $3, but it is the first Maria Rambeau appearance, Monica Rambeau's mother. And there's also a Cersei appearance here. So I figured, and a She-Hulk appearance. So this seems like all together an undervalued book with the first appearance of a Rambeau and She-Hulk and Cersei. 246. Glad to grab that for $6. All right. I got a Conan #2 for 10. And I think that is a steal. Second appearance of Conan. I always say it like Conan O'Brien. Conan. I valued I think that I found something wrong with the grade on the back, or maybe in the pages. Maybe there's a tear on the back or something. It's a VG fine. It's maybe a 5.0. So I value it at like $20. I got it for 10. I may flip that one. All right, Power Man and Iron Fist 84. Here's another one I kind of got a little excited about because of the Sabretooth appearance. And so it is the second cover and fourth appearance of Sabretooth, which is rad. I've never owned like any kind of early Sabretooth appearance before. However, it's about a fine. It's about fine condition. So it's worth about $10. I paid $6 for it. But still a cool book to have. Sometimes you look at like the list price for, you know, a 9.2 and you get really excited about the deal, and then you realize the condition is not that much to be excited about, but it's still a good buy. This one was a really good buy. What if Venom had possessed the Punisher? I love that one. I've never seen this cover before, actually. And I mean, what more can you say? I mean, it's valued at a $20 book in near mint condition. I think this is a VF plus. I got it for $4. Okay, this is on the spec deck on Key Collector app. If you can't tell, I use Key Collector a lot. It's very helpful to me as a newly returning comic book collector. It's like having a cheat sheet with you, and it just saves my ass all the time. I know that it's probably annoying. Like sometimes I go into, I went into a comic store the other night in Brooklyn, and they were kind of closing down, so I can't blame them for being a little impatient with me. But I started going through their dollar bin, and they were like, as soon as I brought out the app, as soon as I brought out the phone, not necessarily, they weren't like mad at the app. They were just mad at the fact that I was looking something up. And they were like, as literally the moment I brought it out, he was like, all right, don't look up everything. Like, just keep it moving. He's like, and granted he was closing, so it's totally within his rights. But I think it's, tell me what you think in the comments, guys, because this is sort of a topic of discussion I've been meaning to have. How do we as collectors go into a comic shop and not feel, or not make others feel like we're just looking for their mistakes to profit off of? I mean, I think it's sort of built into the culture a little bit that, this sort of treasure hunting mentality that we're looking for treasure, right? We're hunting. So we're hunting for deals. We're looking for, but the it's sort of like inherent in the dynamic is that we are assuming that amongst all of the product that is out in the store, that the shop owners have made mistakes that we are trying to exploit. So I find that a little bit awkward. I mean, maybe it's just kind of a given. And I think that usually 9 out of 10 times, like if I find, for example, I pulled Captain Atom number, 42, the first appearance of Death in the DC universe. I pulled that out of a dollar bin box that I don't think was really closely vetted by this guy. And I could tell the look on his face, like kind of like, oh, you got me. You got a $25 book out of the dollar bin, but I don't think they mind because you're still giving them business and they're making the money in other ways. That's sort of how I think they're used to it, essentially, is what I'm saying. It's just that, when I spend hours in a comic store looking for deals, I feel like I'm exploiting the things that they've missed, or the hot books that they don't know are hot yet, or things like that. And I'm trying to get one over on them. And I wonder if you can relate to that feeling and how you guys deal with that with your respective LCS owners and or shop owners in a place that you don't live, like where I'm traveling right now. So I'm sort of like a tourist going into shops I don't know so well and kind of like seeing how well they run the store. Because the other day, guys, one of my favorite stores, Million Year Picnic in Cambridge, Harvard Square. I found a Naomi #1 first print on the shelf. Like that place has treasure. I'm just, not for nothing. You guys can, join in on exploiting the treasure with me. I mean, it's also just patronizing the store. Like I give them business because I know that there is treasure to find there. And unfortunately for them, I don't think that they manage their stock very efficiently. So they provide opportunities to find treasure. I guess you could look at it that way. But in another way, like they are losing money a little bit by like not making sure that they don't have like, $60, $80 books just hanging out on their new racks. So I was psyched to find the Naomi. I mean, don't get me wrong. All right, so this is on the Go Collector app. It's Infinity Wars, Infinity #1. It's like a first appearance of. It's something to do with the gems, and the collector app says that this is on the spec deck because the gems are coming back into focus and may be what a Marvel year-end event is leading towards. So I picked that up for cover price. This is a spec book that I have been eyeing on eBay, and even though it's around cover price, I just didn't want to pull the trigger on it for shipping and stuff like that, and trying to save money. And it's the first appearance of Riri Williams in the Ironheart costume in the full story. So it's a Riri Williams key. I recently picked up Invincible Iron Man #1, the variant, on eBay because I love the cover, and I just think it's a matter of time before, we all know Riri Williams is coming to the MCU. So it's just a matter of time before these books pop off. This one I'm really excited to have, Hulk 418. I've never owned this book before. It's just one of those iconic covers. I opened it up last night and noticed it has this cool like die cut gatefold thing going on, and it's just sort of classic 90s goodness. This is a really nice copy. It's about a 9.0. First Talos the Untamed, first cameo by Death the Endless, marriage of Marlo Chandler and Rick Jones, and apparently the writer, Peter David, officiates the wedding. Also, Rom appears in human form. So I took all the cliff notes on the back here. This is how I kind of put like, what it is, what year it is, the condition I graded at, the value I estimated at, and the amount I paid for it. And then all the key. I do this with all my keys, basically. All the things that make it a key, I list it there on the back. That is the system of my choice, of my choosing. All right, about halfway through here. Okay, Hulk 367. Now this is one I might not have bought. The comic owner kind of pulled a little bit of a fast one on me. He kind of said like, oh, I'm retiring soon and I don't really care what you take. Whatever is good. Don't worry about the prices on the back. It's all cover price. And so I said, cover price? Okay. Cover price is $1. Great. This is a $4 minor key. Dale Keown. It's the beginning of Dale Keown doing art on the Hulk. I like Dale Keown. I like the Pit. So I was like, cool, I'll grab this for $1. And then when I get to checkout, he charged me $4 for all these books. So I guess he meant like modern cover price. So, I mean, it makes up for it with getting a good deal on the 418 and other books, but it's still like kind of annoying because I didn't want to be like a cheapskate because, like I said, I was basically getting a steal on a lot of these books, so it's balanced out by him. Same with this one. I thought this was going to be $1, and it was $4, and that's about what its value is in a BF condition. So this is Hulk's Return to Green Skin, $3.72. Okay, then I got a few Saga books. I won't spend a lot of time on these, but just to show you, I'm getting into reading this series in trade, and getting some old original first printing Saga books in really good condition for $4 each is a good deal. Okay, found some indie number ones. I found Southern Bastards #1 for cover price. Never read that, but I've heard good things. Curse Words #1. This just got optioned, and I read it last night. It's actually really funny, and I like it a lot. B cover by Scotty Young. Near mint minus condition, I said. Okay, then I been finding these all over the place. I found these in a dollar bin last weekend, but found some more Bats the Dog. So this is hot right now because of Kate's speculation that that Bats is gonna be big for him in stories coming up. This is a dog that, I don't know, talks, that speaks English, that I don't know. It's a talking dog who its first appearance is in 381. His death is in 382, and then he comes back in 385 as a ghost. So Bats the Dog's ghost is going to play an important part in upcoming stories, according to Kate's. Sounds good. Okay. Whatever you say, Donnie. Here's a variant edition, which I think was a 1 in 10 incentive, which is cool. It's not being valued as highly, I think, right now, because this is the book. This is the cover that, it's one of those classic things that when a book actually pops off for speculation value, I think it's 9 times out of 10 the A cover that pops, because you can only really pay attention to one desirable object at a time. It's like people aren't going to say like, oh, that, this is the same number as the other one that people want right now. They're going to say, no, what is that? A second print? What is, it's sort of not a very well-known book. So when you pull it out of obscurity, you're not going to be looking for this, even though it's probably less than a tenth as abundant or available. Its printing is a tenth as much, if that. So it should be rarer and more desirable, but it's not. At least not yet. But I'm glad to have it. Now this one I'm super happy to get because the cover is great. Looks like Deodato. This is rad. New Avengers 2013 series #7. This is a near mint minus. It's valued at about $7. Got it for $4. Wakanda declares war on Atlantis. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I'm drowning in Namor spec right now. Okay, I have a lot of Namor books that I'm hoping are going to pop, and I don't know if they're going to, because we don't know for sure if he's going to be the villain in Black Panther 2. I have Black Panther spec as well, for that matter. So I've got a lot riding on that, but this is not a big bet to make. This is, but this could actually very directly tie into the plot for that movie. If they actually make Namor the villain of that film, that's what's going to happen. Wakanda is going to declare war on Atlantis, right? I mean, that's the plot of Black Panther 2, if the speculation goes in the direction that people seem to be expecting it to. So this could be a very key book, and others in this run. Great cover, great condition. Very happy to have it in my collection. Also, check it out. Jonathan Hickman. What's up, Hickman? Deodato. Wow. I'm excited. I'm excited to read that. Finally, last one, guys. Thank you for my one watcher. I appreciate it. Live, that is. Appreciate a subscription. Trying to make it to 100 subs. I'll do a giveaway and all that good stuff. I think I'm at like 10 right now. Just getting started, you know, building small. Here is a beautiful Moon Knight cover by Frank Miller. This is like a $20 book. Got it for $6. It's probably in VF condition, so it's maybe like 15 bucks, 16 bucks. It is also the first Xenos, an extreme right-wing psychopath. My kind of guy. Yeah, so Moon Knight 15 from 1982. Classic cover. Wow. Like this may be my favorite Moon Knight cover I've seen. So this might have to stay in my collection. I'm waiting for a Moon Knight 1 to come back from CGC right now, which will probably not stay in my collection because I need to recoup some major comic book related expenses. So I will be selling a lot of stuff soon as it comes back from CGC, and also raw books on my Instagram page, which is Comic Sales. So hit me up on Instagram at Comic Sales. Like and subscribe if you would. Thanks for watching my haul video, and happy hunting, everybody. Take care.